The Delphi British Truck Racing Championship 2012 is brought to you in association with HGV Direct. Genuine parts, genuine people. Welcome along to Brands Hatch for the final rounds of the 2012 Delphi British Truck Racing Championship. As you can see, conditions far from ideal, but the paddock absolutely packed with the very best in truck racing machinery, some show trucks as well, and the event very well subscribed in terms of people buying their tickets beforehand, and that means that we've got a good crowd here at Brands Hatch. Let's join the Division 2 trucks on circuit for their penultimate race of the year. Pole position going to Oly Janes for the second meeting in succession. Dave Smith alongside. Row 2, Gareth Davis and Adam Atkins. Then it's Andy Lovedenbury and Brian Burt. James Aikenhead and John Powell on row 4. Row 5, Frans Smit over from Holland. Oscar Clark next to him. Then Jim Bennett at the back of the field. Pace truck into pit lane and the rolling start about to get underway. Oly Janes very keen by the looks of things in the blue and white 22. That's the Scania P470 on the inside of the front row. Lights out, away we go. Truck racing here at Brands Hatch, down into Paddock Hill Bend for the first time. David Smith looks like he's going to concede the lead, or is he? No, he's going round the outside. Smith, the champion already this year. He doesn't need to paddle too hard. He's got his nose in front as we go on board with Frans Smit. Coming up Halewoods into Druids for the first time. Side by side, 77 in front of us is James Aikenhead. And look at this, side by side for the lead. Good, clean, fair racing from the pair. And it's David Smith that's going to have the line as he goes to Graham Hill Bend and takes the lead. The 2012 champion, he's got nothing to lose today. Doesn't even have to be here this weekend. But he leads with Oly Janes in second position. So Janes down to second, Gareth Davis third, up through Surtees into McLaren and then round to Clearways. And Dave Smith, there's problems there on the first lap for John Powell and James Aikenhead. That's very significant for John Powell because he was in with a shout of taking second place in the Division 2 standings this weekend. Running at the moment in fourth behind Oscar Clark and Brian Burt. Brian Burt has been so consistent, and there he is in the pink and white Volvo white, the bonneted truck. I know a lot of the fans here love seeing the older bonneted trucks, and if you're wondering the difference between the Divisions 1 and Division 2, Division 1 are the more modified race trucks, probably newer machinery as well, and the more experienced drivers, and Div 2, which has slightly more variety in the chassis, as we see Gareth Davis getting his ERF ECX very sideways coming out of Druids. It shows just how slippery it is out there. Adam Atkins ahead of Brian Burt. Atkins only has 3 points coming into this meeting in the ERF. Raced at Donington Park but hasn't had an active season by any stretch of the imagination, but good to see him back out here and possibly setting himself up to come back next year and have a full run. Brands Hatch always the traditional season opener and closer for British truck racing. Brian Burt running so well, he's been so consistent this year. The only meeting he missed out on was Nürburgring, and other than that he has finished every single race he's been in so far. Let's not put the curse of the commentator on him in this one, but he's been very, very consistent and quick as well, but at the moment not quick enough to do anything about the Bradford-based driver Adam Atkins, who's there as they come down Graham Hill into Graham Hill Bend. Atkins looking a little bit squirrely there, and Brian Burt in that 70 machine still running well, as is race leader Dave Smith still out front. The champion has had 8 championship race wins so far this year. Oly Janes won the opening 2 rounds of the championship. Other race wins throughout the course of the year going to Gareth Davis, who won the final at Donington, the Class B final at Donington. Oly Janes, of course, took 2 wins at Pembrey. in class. And this is our visitor from overseas, Frans Smit, who's done quite a few rounds with us, was with us at Brands Hatch earlier on in the season. I said in the season opener, of course, that was Pembrey this year. And Frans raced at the Nürburgring as well. Slightly less far for him to travel, but good to see him back with us this weekend. A pretty short hop for many of the continental drivers, of course, being relatively close to the various channel crossings. Oly Janes still in second, trying to give chase, but Dave Smith fastest lap at the moment, 63.520. He's had 8 championship fastest laps so far. There is Oly Janes, who's chasing as well. I have to make the difference in terms of, because in truck racing you very often see the two divisions mixed together. So the point scoring race for Division 1 might have some Division 2 drivers at the back of the field sometimes. We haven't got that this weekend because we've got such big entries. And also they have the last chance race, so we can take last chance races into account for statistics in terms of race wins. And indeed, if we do that, David Smith so far has had 15 race wins, including all the various options that have gone on over the course of the season. Well, Oly Janes is out of it, sadly, as we go on to the last lap. David Smith with a bit of showboating, was that, as he comes out of Druids down Graham Hill Bend. And it's going to be a 16th race win of the season for him, his 9th championship point scoring victory and 9th fastest lap. So the champion really looking to sign off his campaign in fine style. It's what he's been doing all year so well. There is Andy Lovenbury in 58. Good to see him in the Team FFR Sisu SL250. As we said, a good variety of manufacturers in the Division 2 class, which is won by truck number 11. David Smith in the Foden Alpha takes the checkered flag. Gareth Davis is going to get second place. It's going to be a good result for Gareth. Fighting all the way to the line, Jim Bennett and Oscar Clark there, but here comes Gareth Davis a little bit far back, 20 seconds or so adrift. So he will take second position. Adam Atkins is third ahead of Brian Burt and Andy Lovenbury. Here's confirmation of the result. Going down to 8th place with Jim Bennett. Sadly, non-finishes for Oly Janes, John Powell and James Aikenhead mean that Ollie and John effectively going to be out of the running for second place to the championship, which goes now between Brian Burt and Oscar Clark. So already having started a terrific weekend here at Brands Hatch, the 2012 Class B champion. Dave, congratulations on winning the championship first of all. Great to see you here. You don't need to be here this weekend having won it, but you are.
Yeah, home track, got to come out, you know, got my sponsors here this weekend, so got to put on a show. We had a bit of a week, a bit of trouble with the truck getting here, so it's been a hard week, but the team have pulled together. We're here, qualified second yesterday, so which was good, and in the race managed to put it around the outside of the paddock and brought it home. 20 seconds clear yesterday, so really pleased.
And the journey to the championship this year, you've been consistent, you've been fast. It's exactly what you need, isn't it, for this kind of trophy?
Yeah, that's it. I mean, we found with the truck, I mean, if you keep the truck reliable, it's a quick truck anyway. Previous season it's been DNFs all the time, not scoring enough points. So my aim this year was just to keep the reliability and get it out there, and that's what we did. And the driving's just come, and it's all come together for this year, and it's been brilliant. Yeah, a lot of wins this year, a lot of fastest laps, so couldn't have asked for any more really.
And the man who started on pole position was Oly Janes. Ollie, it was a good qualifying performance, but tell us about the race.
Yeah, it was a good pole position by 0.3 of a second, and we really thought we was going to be able to control the race and use the advantage we got with setup at the moment up against Dave Smith to be able to get past him, but we just didn't have the power on the out drag on the rolling start. Through the damage with rubbing with Dave Smith on Paddock Hill Bend, we had a tiny air fitting go, and it lost all the water out for the coolant for the brakes. And then from then on, we had a black and orange flag, and it was a case of end of the race sort of situation.
Second place in the championship, looks like it's going to go to the wire this weekend. We've got 2 races ahead of us today. Dave Jenkins tied on points with Mr. Collett. How are we going to play it?
Yeah, it's going to obviously make for a brilliant race today. Second on the grid, which is almost ideal, but only a few tenths away, a few tenths quicker than Rick. obviously, you know, it's all going to be around getting around the first corner in the first race and then drive fast.
Now, Pembrey, obviously you had a good round. You caught up with Richard on the points. So you're the one with the momentum at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. We were fastest here in testing on Friday in the dry. We were fastest in warm-up in the wet on Saturday morning. Changeable conditions in qualifying just caught me out a little bit, and Matt Summerfield took it on pole on the 14th lap of a 14-lap session. So you know, it was who got it right at the end, and I got a bit caught up in the traffic. But I'm fairly happy. We've had to just make a few guesses with the setup this morning, but you know, reasonably calculated. So let's hope it pays off for us.
So you're going to be looking at in the race. Is it looking at Rick, or are you looking at getting that win in front of the big crowd here?
No, I'm going to win today.
Simple as that.
Definitely, yeah.
2 chances as well.
Yeah, definitely 2 chances at it, but you know, one eye on the championship still, and obviously we can't afford a poor finish in either race, but you know, we're not here to make the numbers up.
See you after race 1. Good luck, mate.
Thank you very much.
Well, it's been a long season for these guys, and would you believe that second place in Class A is up for grabs? Richard Collett tied with Dave Jenkins coming in here. What's the plan, Rich?
Just keep it on the black stuff for the first thing. You got to finish first, but hopefully in front of Dave.
Well, he said he's going to win.
It's going to be a tough call that then, because I'm going to be in front of him.
The HGV Direct Man truck looks really good. How much prep do you have to do going from, say, Pembrey 2 weeks ago to here? A lot of work?
Yeah, especially when we knew that it forecast the rain, so we've been getting wet set up more. But yesterday we had a bit of a disaster. Head gasket went, so we've had to change all the heads and gaskets overnight. Hopefully we're up to speed.
Okay, well, we'll catch up with you after race 1. Good luck, Richard.
Thank you very much. Cheers, Ta.